Welcome to our radio show. This is Keenan Joyner and Ethan Lohmann on KGVC 94.1 FM. We're going to cover a lot of sports today, from Big 12 to NFL football, and a bit on a local story that's getting a lot of coverage. There's a big week in college football this week, especially in the Big 12. Lots of teams with big wins, with West Virginia over Texas, and a big win down at Ames with Iowa State over TCU. A lot of people are calling this an upset. What do you think about that, Ethan?
You know, I've heard that a lot, but I'm not really completely sold that it's a big upset as compared to years past that Paul Rhodes has pulled off with Oklahoma State, Nebraska, teams like that in the past. I mean, TCU is down. Their starting quarterback, obviously, that was big news during the week last week, going down with the DUI. So that was obviously a big loss. Although I was rather impressed with their backup quarterback play. He seemed more than well prepared for the showing there against Iowa State. But, you know, it was obviously a big win for Iowa State. I thought their defense played well once again. That's kind of been their calling card. And obviously the big surprise at kickoff with Barnett taking the start under center at quarterback for Iowa State. He played extremely well, got off to a fast start. Josh Lenz had a huge game, 3 receiving touchdowns and a throwing touchdown as well. So I thought they played really all-around sound game. Upset, I guess technically it's an upset since TCU was ranked 15th coming in, but I think it's a game where Iowa State's starting to turn the corner. It's a game that they expected to win coming in, and I would say a lot of fans aren't really shocked that they were able to pull that win out.
I agree with you. So they got a big one up with K-State next. What do you think about that?
Yes, Kansas State this coming week, homecoming for Iowa State. It's a big game. You know, I think Iowa State's got a chance here to give them a run. Kansas State, they got West Virginia the following week. So, I mean, it could be a bit of a trap game for them just after 11 a.m. kick. So, I mean, maybe catch them sleepwalking a little bit. As well as I feel like Kansas State doesn't have the supreme quality of athletes that, you know, like an Oklahoma or a Texas, West Virginia would have over Iowa State. I feel like Iowa State matches up fairly well with Kansas State. They're going to have to find a way to slow down Colin Klein at quarterback for K-State. He's in the Heisman running here. Just a remarkable talent there for Kansas State. Really, that team goes as he goes. So, I mean, if they can really slow him down, I mean, it's tough to shut a guy like that down, but if they can slow him down, I think they got a chance to at least stay in the ball game. And, I mean, the longer they hang around, the more they have a shot, and you never know, maybe Paul Rhodes can stir up a little more magic for the crowd there at Jack Trice on Saturday afternoon.
If you mentioned a little bit about West Virginia, that's my personal pick to win the Big 12. They got a game with Texas Tech. Should be a shootout, another high-scoring game for them. They got Geno Davis at quarterback. He looks like the leader for the Heisman race right now. You have anything to say about them?
Yeah, Geno Smith is just, I mean, he's by far the leading candidate right now for the Heisman Trophy. Just putting up remarkable numbers, you know, the whole season, especially the past 2 weeks against Big 12 play, against Texas and Baylor. But, you know, I don't see any way that Texas Tech really slows them down. They just got hammered this past weekend by Oklahoma. Their offense looks really tough to stop right now, and I don't see any way Texas Tech is going to be able to slow them down. How about your thoughts?
I think West Virginia they look like the favorite in the Big 12 right now. I mean, K-State keep winning. I got them winning over Iowa State. They can keep winning. Maybe they'll give them a shot, but I just don't think they're athletic enough to stay with West Virginia. Other big games we got is Texas versus Oklahoma. Big rivalry down there. Who do you got for that game?
You know, this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to come down to the wire, but I'm going to take Texas in this one. I think Texas, coming off a tough loss to West Virginia, is going to find a way to bounce back. I'm not sold on Oklahoma, although they did bounce back this past week with a big win over Texas Tech. Landry Jones has been shaky this year, and I feel like Texas defense will get after Oklahoma a bit, and then David Ash had a stellar season so far as well at quarterback. I feel like they'll do just enough to be able to pull off the big win against their rivals from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I agree. I got Texas in that one. I don't think they felt too good after getting beat up by West Virginia, so I think they'll come out strong. Also, I got K-State over Iowa State. I don't know what you think about that. I know you're an Iowa State fan.
Yeah, I'll try and stay unbiased in this one, but you know I'm gonna go with the upset. I think Iowa State, they got a chance this week. You know, Kansas State, you know, like I said earlier, trap game for them. Iowa State has played Kansas State tough the years past. I think they'll hang around, and Barnett will pull out a big play late. And Iowa State, they can pull off the big upset. I'm going to go with the final score of 34-31.
Final score, huh?
34-31, Cyclones.
All right. Well, we're about to give you a little bit of music again. This is Keenan Joyner and Ethan Lohmann on KGBC 94.1 FM.
Race here, I would say. Just does it all for the Vikings, out of the backfield, catching passes, running the ball. He's really their MVP, and they really go as he goes. But obviously a big surprise in the NFC North here to start the year, and the NFC and the whole league really in general. Vikings at 4-1, tied with the Bears atop the NFC North. Another big win, and they just keep rolling along. Keenan, what's your take on them?
Adrian Peterson's coming off that injury. He's getting stronger each week. Christian Ponder's improving every week as well. It's a lot of upside for this team right here. I think they'll stay towards the top of the NFC North for the rest of the year. Next game was the Bears just dominating the Jaguars 41-3. The only game I saw him play was a little Sunday night football game, and Jay Cutler looked a little rusty or something there, but he must have turned it on in this game. What do you think?
Yeah, Jay Cutler, he's been a little Jekyll and Hyde, hit or miss his whole career, really, especially with Chicago. I think, as long as he keeps playing well, the rest of their team, they got weapons all around him with Forte and Marshall on offense, and their defense, once again, 2 interceptions, returned for touchdown. Tillman had another pick for 6, as well as Briggs. They made NFL history here this past weekend, being the first pair of teammates to do such a thing in back-to-back weeks. It's quite an accomplishment for that defense. I think they're arguably the best defense in the NFL right now. They're just rolling right along at 4-1. I think they got a good chance. They'd be my favorites right now to win the NFC North. I just don't completely trust the Vikings right now. They're off to a great start, but we'll see if they can maintain that. And Green Bay, who we'll get to here later, I don't know. They don't seem to have that it factor so far this year. They got lots of talent. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But for whatever reason, they just don't seem to be clicking on all cylinders like they did last year.
Yep, and then my team, Kansas City, I'm a Missouri guy. I got cheer for them. Had a tough loss at Baltimore, 9-6. They have tons of weapons. They got a running back, receivers. Their defense is nice, but they just can't seem to win. You got to put the blame on the quarterback, and that's kind of the big story right now is he went down with an injury, and the fans cheered a little bit. What do you think about
that? Kansas City fans should be ashamed of their actions Sunday afternoon when Castle went down with a concussion. And not everybody, but obviously there was a large enough portion of the crowd where it was heard, fans cheering for him getting hurt, and that's just something you never should see. One of the Chiefs linemen, Eric Winston, after the game, went off in the post-game press conference about those remarks made by the fans. It's something you never want to see, never should see in any sport. But, Castle's trying. Obviously, he hasn't been playing as well as he would have liked. As much as you hate to say it, who knows? It could be a blessing in disguise for Kansas City that, maybe this can jumpstart them with a quarterback change. Obviously, you never want to see it in the way of an injury, but they need something to get them going.
Who knows? Maybe they'll get a little Iowa connection. Costanza in there behind
center.
Next big win was the Colts over the Packers. I don't really know what's going on with the Packers this year. A lot of people had them Super Bowl favorites. I don't think anyone had the Colts as a Super Bowl favorite, and Colts just really dominated that game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, this was probably the biggest shocker of the day Sunday. Green Bay got up 21-3 early in this game, and they looked like they were just going to cruise to a victory over the Colts. But, Andrew Luck showing why he was worth that number 1 pick, and he really just looked fabulous. Him and Reggie Wayne, their connection Sunday was just incredible, especially down the stretch. Reggie Wayne was just making some ridiculous plays for Indianapolis, and, they pulled it out down the stretch. Crosby missed a field goal there at the end.
He didn't just miss that. He missed it. That was horrible.
Yeah, just completely shanked it looked like. But, like I said earlier, Green Bay, it still looks like, they obviously have a lot of talent, but they just don't seem to have it this year like they did last year. Benson went down with an injury Sunday as well, so we'll see how that affects him. It sounds like he could be out possibly the whole season. So we'll see how that affects them going forward.
Yep. We'll get you guys back to the music, though. Again, this is Keenan Joyner, Ethan Lohmann on KGBC 94.1. We're back. This is Keenan Joyner here with Ethan Lohmann on KGVC 94.1 FM. We have a local story here that's getting a lot of buzz around Iowa with the whole Lincoln situation.
Yeah, Tom Mihalovich, the Des Moines Lincoln football coach, has been suspended for allegedly here making a former player do excessive running stuff that was deemed as corporal punishment by the recent findings by an investigation. The stories beginning to receive some more local. Obviously, it's been a hot debate, and even nationally, Yahoo Sports has now posted an article about this. Essentially, what has happened has been that Mihalovich, his player, tweeted bashing his team basically, and he immediately removed the tweet, but obviously word still spread. Mihalovich and his staff punished the kid by making him do extra running. The kid eventually transferred, and his parents have since filed a lawsuit against Mihalovich and his coaches. Obviously a touchy subject. A lot of us have played high school sports. Keenan, what are your personal thoughts on this whole situation?
I mean, we're both college athletes here. I mean, I can't remember a coach I've had over the years who didn't punish a kid for doing something wrong. I mean, I go back to fourth grade football when you were late for practice. They made you do a few sprints. I mean, this is just coaching to me, If a kid does something, you have to punish them so someone else doesn't do it or they do it again. So, I mean, maybe he did it a little too much or whatever, but obviously pushed some wrong buttons here. What do you think?
I'm completely on your side on this one. I just don't think that a coach should be suspended for punishing a kid for doing what he did. I mean, obviously it's debatable exactly how much he punished him, and nobody really knows exactly how much punishment there was involved. But this has been, part of sports as long as I've been alive, and obviously going farther back, from my experiences, if you do something out of line, you get punished for it. And I don't think this is going to set a good precedent as the way it's looking, where Des Moines School Board is going to basically force Lincoln to fire their coach.
I mean, how are you supposed to punish a kid? I mean, you obviously can't physically. I mean, verbally is going to get you in trouble. So, I mean, you got to make them run. I feel like that's the only form of punishment that's somewhat safe for kids, It's
a whole new world nowadays. Even just 15, 20 years ago, I mean, this would never have even been an issue, I feel like. But nowadays, I mean, people are sue happy, and it's not looking good for Mr. Mihalovich. Hopefully things will work out well for him, but
I mean, there's a lot of people coming to his aid, telling him he's a good coach, coming up with stories that he's done to help his players. I mean, he sounds like a pretty good guy to me. I mean,
yeah, I completely agree. I mean, even Des Moines Register recently had an article, and one of his former players, Jordan Bernstein, now in the NFL, was quoted as saying that that he's a great coach, and basically shooting down these allegations. I mean, obviously he doesn't know exactly what happened, but the coach has had a good reputation,
yeah.
And it just seems a little ridiculous to me that one little instance like this where he makes a kid do extra running, which to me doesn't seem like a huge deal, but it's definitely getting quite a bit of attention locally and even starting to spread nationally.
What do you think about this for coaches in the future now, with everyone being so happy, like you said? I mean, can't be tough on your kids. How are you going to teach them to do what they need to do? I mean, this kind of real-world situation, I mean, your boss tells you to do something, you can't go complain all the time,
I agree. It's going to make it tough going forward for coaches. If you can't, punish kids for doing something wrong, and, you can't make them run, you can't physically touch them, obviously. There's just not a whole lot of options left for coaches, and I think it's going to make it tough going forward for coaches, especially coaches wanting to get into the business. It's going to be a major turnoff, I feel like, making it tough for coaches, to really discipline kids and get what they want out of their players. That will be all for us today here at KGVC 94.1 FM. Have a great Tuesday afternoon, and we'll see you next time.